Sydney Sweeney will not be in this industry within 5 years' time. She will quit or she will be pushed out, which is her goal. Early on, around 11 or 12 years old, she was badly abused by someone within her family very close to her. So she will deny this. I don't think she'll admit this for a very long time. It completely changed the way she lived her life. So until then, she'd had a reasonable childhood. She wasn't rich. She wasn't struggling at that point. But things became a bit rocky then. So that's when she went from being quite free to being quite restricted and restricting herself to make herself seem just pretty and dumb. So I'll admit, I did think that she was unintelligent. I didn't realize that she was playing that way. So she did a very good job of coming across just ditzy and like she'd never had to rely on anything other than her looks. But so 11 or 12, she was abused. She changed. She obviously had the goal of not passing that on to her family, her children, becoming very, very financially independent. So she's very driven. In this first image, she's around 21, 22 at this point, between those 2 years. She, at this point, can see that, I was just checking this is recording, I've done this once already. It's really hot today. It's like 40 degrees outside, 40 degrees Celsius. So anyway, so at this point, she's seen the abuse. She's seen the sexualization in Hollywood at that point. She thinks it's bad. She's a little bit scared, but she thinks she can beat it. She thinks she can rise above it and become famous to the point where she is right now. But she thinks that that is going to be the point where she can defend herself and where it can stop. So sadly mistaken. In the next photo, so this one's around 2023. So in this one, she's about 25 and a half. She thinks that she's made it. So for all intents and purposes, she has, in the movie sense, she's started to be cast in she's the leading actress in a lot of the films. She thinks that she's set, she can defend herself now, she's powerful and she's the it girl. So it's going to kind of become a bit smoother for her and she can take a step back from all the hypersexualization and things that have gone on. Again, mistaken, but yeah, when I actually face read her, she is quite intelligent. She's not stupid, but she just doesn't let anyone else hear it. She doesn't let her thoughts out, and she's dumbed herself down. This is just a year later, so crazy. That's 2023 versus 2024. She realizes at this point she's around 27 at this point, so she's starting to think about becoming a mother. She's maturing and she's realizing that she was naive and she can't escape the sexualization and all the abuse that she's gone through. It doesn't really set her up to be a good mother. So if she brings family into this world, they're going to be around this. It's not going to be a good environment for them. And she's losing hope of becoming a mother and having a normal family at this point. You can see that depression starting to set in. She's losing trust in the people around her. She's losing trust in the people that put her in this situation, who guided her to this point. Still think at this point, and even till this very day, I don't think that she will admit the level of abuse that she went through. I think she will be willing to admit at one point it will be the abuse that she gets in the system, so in show business, but I don't think she'll ever come out and admit, not anytime soon anyway, about her family. I think that's too hard for her to admit. It's too hard for her to process. She's tried to block it off, and she has not dealt with it at all, which we will see in the next few videos and the next few images. She's really starting to doubt herself there. This one is, I think she's 28 in this photo. So again, a year later, she is heavily depressed now. So she was starting to get depressed. Now she's heavily depressed. She's given up hope of family life. She's given up hope of anything getting better in this industry. She's just trying to get out. So yeah, she's at this point, I would say she's either considering it or she's started substance abusing. So she's just going all guns blazing. I'm going to get out of this. So she's angry at herself, her decisions that she's made. She's bitter and negative about the future now. So she's gone from, in 2023, being extremely hopeful. She thinks she's set herself up well, to within a few years thinking that she pretty much thinks she should have done anything but what she's doing. Basically, she's just going to do whatever she can to get out of this industry. She's going to self-sabotage. She's going to make herself look bad in films. She's going to try to get out of it legally, which I don't think she'll have any hope of, and just do whatever she can. So long story short, as I said, she won't be in this industry within 5 years. So in this photo, she is a professional actress. She's done this for years, and she cannot keep the emotion off her face, which tells you a lot about where she's at right now. She's not holding it together. She's kind of just, because she doesn't have anyone that she can rely on, she has no one she can speak to. She's cracked. Like, she keeps all these thoughts in her head. She's just bounced them around, and she's feeling extremely trapped. She's reverted to being in a childlike sense of hopelessness, and she just wants someone to come in there. She wants a male figure, father figure specifically, which tells you a lot about what I said previously about the abuse. She wants them to come in and just tell her it's going to be okay, to just hug her and make her feel safe, because right now she feels probably the most unsafe she's felt in her life since she was 11 or 12. This leads itself to, it opens the door basically to her being in a very abusive relationship. And I think, I haven't looked into it, but if I do, I feel like I will find out that she is in an abusive relationship, or she is about to be. She's probably, in this photo, I would say, in one. She doesn't have any kind of safety that she thinks she can go to. And it's killing her. That's where Sydney Sweeney's at. She's not going to be in this industry for too much longer. Any thoughts, let me know. If you'd like to see any other videos on particular celebrities, or anyone in particular, anyone that you think is hard to read that you want me to look into, anyone you think might be a bit sus and you want to figure out what their real intentions are, let me know.